anyway, the long way of getting me to Dick Cheney, who is, this is a former vice president who is a war criminal. He's a mass killer. The son of a bitch belongs on trial in The Hague. But he's out here wandering the countryside like somebody with severe mental disease, which is what he has. There are numerous medical histories of people who get something like a heart transplant, and all of a sudden their mind goes completely. And rather than be grateful for the fact that they have a new lease on life, albeit probably temporary, rather than adopt that attitude, they adopt an attitude of almost vicious outward violence against people perceived to be their enemies. Now, this guy is a former vice president, even though he was never elected to be vice president. The Supreme Court appointed him and his puppet. But he's a former vice president. And this son of a bitch is out there roaming the countryside. And of course, the cameras love him because he's such a freak, talking about the president of the United States. If you want to challenge Obama and stuff, go ahead. There are ways to do that. But this crazy loon, Cheney, is out there with his pet daughter wandering around talking about how Obama is guilty of treason. I mean, Jesus H. Christ. Now, is he doing that because he believes in the sanctity of the Constitution and representative government, and Obama really is guilty of treason? Or is he doing it because he's insane? I think it's the latter. Appearing on ABC's this past Sunday, Cheney was asked about that Wall Street Journal op-ed that criticized Obama for withdrawing troops, which Obama didn't do. Maliki said, get them out. But truth doesn't matter to these bastards. And Obama's failure to adopt a more warlike policy in response to the crisis in the Middle East. And reporter John Carl, who is certainly not the brightest light, the brightest bulb in the marquee of national reporters, John Carl said, in this op-ed, you suggest the president is a fool. That is the word you used. You said only a fool would take the approach he's taking in Iraq right now. It almost seems like you're accusing the president of treason, that he's intentionally bringing America, quote, down a notch. And Cheney didn't deny any of it. He just went babbling on about when he was in office, he was a strong supporter of death and destruction and murder and mayhem and killing people and violence and blood and gore. And I can see his pet daughter off in the corner nodding her head, right?